Jeremy Ellis here, maker of rockseta.com, Twitter at rockseta. Well, I want to show you Gitpod. Pretty amazing stuff. I used to use Cloud9 for 5 or 6 years. This is better and free for 100 hours a month. So here we go. I'm just going over Gitpod basics. There is my repository here, and there would generate from that repository. So if you want to change things, you'd use a link like that. But I'm going to open this up in a new window. I always do a new window, right-click to new window, because then it's running kind of on its own. I've got a site here with some TensorFlow.js stuff for machine learning, got some snapshots there, got some videos. I'll put this video up once I've finished it. Also got some PhoneGap Cordova stuff. So let's have a look at this. This repository is pretty much exact same as anyone else's, except it has this gitpod.yml and a Dockerfile. So there it is. It's already running. It's a web page for testing, but you can also do stuff that you just can't do elsewhere. You can do npm. I'll just check the version there, version that. You can do node, which is part of npm. Any npm packages you can install. You don't have root access yet. I think Gitpod's kind of working on that, but I kind of like it without root access. Getting used to Linux commands, ls-la, or just ls. You can move around. Have a look at what else is in here. If you look at the bottom end by where Gitpod is, you'll see it has typical Linux kind of setup. In the home file, cd home, you actually have a Gitpod folder for Docker. If you go into that, actually I don't think there's anything in there. Don't forget about tab. Tab lets you autofill, and there's a Gitpod directory. I've got a little hello there. Yeah, so Docker logs. Yeah, so that's just a starting. If you want to get into a Ubuntu thing, instead of setting up a desktop, spending a few hours setting up your desktop, this just runs. And if you are in any repository, you can try. It's not always going to work, but you can try. Once again, I open in a new window. And all you do is you put gitpod.io /number, and then it'll start generating from that repository, which is pretty powerful. I think this is going to do really well. People are going to start putting gitpods.yml files into the repository. So that's building. A quick look at the Dockerfile. That's pretty advanced stuff, but have a look at it. It grabs from another Docker file. This is the basic Gitpod one. And you can do app, you can do root stuff in your Docker file. Then you can switch over to Gitpod. I've got some Dockerfile logging going on. And then back to user root, run app clean. So that's that. Now, the Gitpod YAML file is very similar to a Docker file. It just is easier to work with. Spaces aren't as big a deal as Docker files. They have spaces inside of run command. All I'm doing is I'm running Apache. I'm setting up which port I want to wait for, and I'm forcing preview. You don't even need this stuff. This is all that's needed. By the way, any Docker Hub thing you could throw in here with the something colon, you would replace this whole thing with the Docker file name, which normally comes with a colon between it. Now, the problem there is you don't, at the moment, have root access, but this is pretty impressive stuff. So, good day.